Assalamu alaikum everyone. We're once again back with Tutify webinar series, and today's webinar is very special for MBBS aspirants. He is a very dynamic, young, vibrant student from Rawalpindi Medical University. We have none other than Mr. Muhammad Arish today. Arish, welcome to the program.
Yeah, walaikum salam, and thank you so much for having me here.
Arish, सबसे पहले तो it's our honor for taking out the time. I believe that medical students, their time is money, because they're studying all the time. सबसे पहले आरेश मुझे जो आपसे सवाल करना है, और ये सवाल बहुत सारे लोगों ने भी हमसे पूछा है, कि सबसे पहले तो अपनी एकेडमिक जर्नी के मुतालिक हमें बताएं कि किस तरह के आप स्टूडेंट थे और किस तरह आपकी ये जर्नी शुरू हुई।
अच्छा, टाइम की बात जो आपने की है, like still time, of course you are busy, लेकिन इतना भी नहीं होता. Like we also watch Netflix seasons and all that, so we still have the time, fortunately. And regarding the academic journey, of course, matlab, you have to be serious about it from like O levels or whether you are doing metric, because of course it's competitive. Getting into medical college is really, really competitive, and like the merit is escalating year by year. So you have to be serious about it from metric, O levels, then also in FSC and A levels. So I had to actually I put my basic focus in studies. I wasn't very social back then, and like I was just people called me a book nerd. Maybe that was what I was. But yeah, it paid off at the end. Like I was good with studies, got good grades, alhamdulillah, and pulled off the MD CAT exam well too. So yeah, things worked out.
अच्छा, ये बताएं आरेश कि आपकी मतलब एजुकेशन कहाँ से है? आपने मैट्रिक एफएससी किया या ओ लेवल के स्टूडेंट थे? एंड व्हाट काइंड ऑफ अ स्टूडेंट यू एक्चुअली वर? थोड़ा इसके ऊपर भी रोशनी डालें।
All right, so I was student of O levels and A levels, and I did both of them from Beacon House. Actually, I went to Beacon House for all my school. I was consistent Beaconite from prep to till A levels. And regarding a student, to be honest, I was very, very enthusiastic with studies. I took them very seriously. Like I would skip all extracurricular activities, but I won't skip my studies after that. So like even my teachers were like really proud of me, and like I used to like ask basic questions, like clear all the concepts. I was very enthusiastic and like very curious about studies and serious about it as well.
And I think that's the one quality a lot of students lack these days.
Yeah.
And I mean kudos to you for that. अच्छा, एक जो बहुत बड़ा अब आपकी लाइफ के अंदर एक इम्पैक्ट है वो एमबीबीएस का है। ये बताएं कि
Yeah.
व्हेन डिड द होल एमबीबीएस थिंग केम इनटू योर पिक्चर? कब डिसाइड किया परस्यू करने का, और ये जर्नी कैसे स्टार्ट होती है?
Or to be honest, I asked that question myself a lot of times, and I don't exactly remember like from where, like why did I come here, like exactly, and like when the idea came. Actually, my father is a doctor himself, and of course he was always a source of inspiration for me. And my elder brother, he was also like 3 years senior to me, and he was also a medical student. So he also inspired me, and also like I don't know, like studying biology wasn't too much curious to me. Like it didn't entertain me too much. Mathematics and physics, like that sound more interesting. But as a profession, if I looked at all the aspects and like I did some research too, so like doctor appealed me. Like even like you can provide services to humanity and the self-satisfaction. And I thought that maybe there are social connections, of course, like treating people, showing empathy, compassion. So I thought that maybe that's the field for me.
That's the field for you. अच्छा आरिश,
Yeah.
एक बहुत जो important step है for any medical student, that is the entry test. और
Yeah.
मतलब बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट इसको बहुत सीरियस लेते हैं, उसके बेस पे
Hmm.
मेरिट डिटरमिन होता है। तो जरा
Yeah.
अपनी भी ये एंट्री टेस्ट की कहानी सुनाएं, कहाँ कहाँ आपने अप्लाई किया था और क्या क्या मरहले से गुजरे आप, ये भी हमारी ऑडियंसेस को जरूर बताएं।
हाँ जरूर. अच्छा, first of all, एक तो misconception बहुत होता है ना, people say that after A levels it's really tough. तो वो तो I always clear them about it, क्योंकि entrance test is always midway between FSC and A levels. And again, as far as I was there, so I didn't go to any academy, like which was quite rare back then, because I thought like I've studied all the things. I just need to go through the books, and most importantly, I went through all the past papers to understand first like what kind of questions came up, so that I could direct my studying accordingly. So that was really helpful. I think like it's after all it's about hard work and dedication that really matters, be it academy or anyone tutoring you, or are you studying yourself, because it's about about the different things. For example, in bio, you have to like do some rote learning as well, but physics, chemistry, it's about concepts. So like if you are good with studying yourself, which I was, I think you should go for it. If you are good with academy, which I wasn't comfortable enough, but I don't say that you shouldn't go there. Like if you like studying in groups, if they are helpful, you should definitely. It differs. There's not like a set pattern which everyone or like I can impose on anyone.
Exactly.
हर एक के लिए डिफरेंट है. आई से दैट लुक एट योर सेल्फ जो आपको सूट करता है. अब कुछ लोगों से घर बैठ के नहीं पढ़ा जाता है. वोंट से कि मतलब आप खुद करो. एट द एंड यही है कि मतलब यू हैव टू शो द मोटिवेशन एंड सेल्फ ट्रस्ट इज रियली इंपॉर्टेंट. इफ यू से यार नहीं होना तो असल में नहीं होगा. देन दैट्स ट्रू. यू हैव टू से लाइक आई कैन डू इट नो मैटर व्हाट. वो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होती है चीज.
एग्जैक्टली अच्छा ये बताएं आरिश आपने अप्लाई कहाँ कहाँ किया था और कहाँ कहाँ से आपको
अच्छा.
एक्सेप्टेंस आई थी
नहीं नहीं
ये भी
आप
एक ये भी एक मतलब इट्स
आप
एन इंटीग्रल पार्ट
क्या नहीं आप पूछें कहाँ अप्लाई नहीं किया.
अच्छा
you,
ओके
yeah, the question should be other way. Like I, to be honest, you can't take the risk. सही है ना? Where you know, okay, there's so much challenge. कहीं से भी anything unexpected can happen. So like I applied for UHS. All government colleges in Punjab come under them. Rawalpindi Medical College, King Edward, Allama Iqbal. Also, I applied for Shifa College of Medicine. I applied for Fauji Foundation. I applied for this NUMS test, under which you get the Army Medical College. Also applied for Federal Medical and Dental College. So all the medical college in Pindi and Islamabad, I basically applied for all of them. And apart from Army Medical College, I got admission in all of them. And later on, I got admission in BDS. In our, I said no, thank you.
Oh,
I am
so,
good.
so so you chose MBBS over BDS.
Yeah,
अच्छा
yeah, of
अरे
course.
अरिश ये बताएं कि now you're in Rawalpindi Medical University और Rawalpindi
Hmm.
Medical University एक different vibe है एक different level है कैसा एक्सपीरियंस जा रहा है और रावलपिंडी मेडिकल यूनिवर्सिटी कैसा एक्सपीरियंस है आपके लिए जरा हमारे ऑडियंस के साथ ये भी शेयर करें.
Yeah, first of all, I would say कि it not just मतलब environment, बल्कि the most important or the thing I loved the most was the mixture of people. Like from you have students from all over the country, not just the country. Like we have different kinds of races. We have Pashtuns, we have from Baloch, we have Sindhi, we have from tribal areas of Fata, we have Gilgiti, even we have people from Indian occupied Kashmir, then Palestine, Jordan. So like I love that everyone under the same roof taking lectures and all that environment. I got to learn so much about culture, about what is going on around in even our country. So that was really nice. Even in our events, like we used to go and dance with, perform Sindhi dance or dance with the Pashtuns. So I really loved that. And apart from that, the academics were, I think, there I got to meet a few good teachers. There were some really good mentors, especially in our hospitals. We have some really trained teachers who are always there to help you out. So overall, the experience was good, yeah. And I
अच्छा
recommend others
आरिश
to, yeah,
एक क्वेश्चन जो हमें सोशल मीडिया पे भी बहुत लोगों ने
yeah,
पूछा जब हमने आपका
जी,
वेबिनार मार्केट किया.
all right.
The students really want to know कि what's the day like for a student of medical यानी एक मेडिकल स्टूडेंट का दिन कैसे शुरू होता है और क्या क्या है उसमें जरा वो भी बता दें.
आजकल तो शहरी से अफ्तारी का इंतजार शहरी के बाद अफ्तारी का इंतजार आजकल हर एक का एक ही दिन. ऑलराइट तो डे की बात है. नाउ पीपल से कि बहुत टफ है, लेकिन मैं कहता हूँ क्योंकि फॉर एग्जांपल मेरे फ्रेंड्स हैं जो कि इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेजेस में है. हमारे जो आजकल तो खैर 8 to 1 है वर्किंग आवर्स ड्यूरिंग रमजान, लेकिन वैसे हमारे जो मोस्टली होते हैं दे आर फ्रॉम 8 to 2. So after 2 you are completely free. Both होता है in a fortnight you have to go for an evening ward. So mostly 8 to 2 आपके हैं. बाकी वही like you, I wake up like around 6:30, starting like about the routine, then reach uni around 8. Then we have a class from 8 to 9. Then we go to the hospital for clinical rotations. Also in that we have different lectures. We go to the patients, like take history from them, examine them, then discuss it with our supervisors, our teachers. So it's more like clinical learning for most part in final year. In the previous preclinical years, like they are more of the lecture teaching. Now we are basically into clinical stuff more. So after 2, yeah, you are completely free. We do party, we play like whatever you want. Most people,
हाँ
unfortunately, decide to sleep, which I am
हाँ
against. I feel like,
you have to keep yourself fresh. हाँ अच्छा
yeah,
ये
yeah.
बताएं आरिश मार्केट के अंदर और जनरली पाकिस्तान में भी एमबीबीएस के मतलब बहुत सारी मिथ्स हैं। कुछ मिथ्स तो मैं भी यहाँ मतलब जो मैंने सुनी वो ये कि बहुत ही हेक्टिक है, आपको बहुत पढ़ना पड़ता है, आपकी सोशल लाइफ नहीं रहती। इसके अलावा क्या है, और क्या आप बताना चाहेंगे कि एमबीबीएस एक्चुअली है क्या और उसको किस तरह परसीव करना चाहिए?
First of all, as far as social life is concerned, मैं तो कहता हूँ I groomed myself socially after coming to the university. तो social life तो बहुत even if you are a doctor, it's all about social. So you have to deal with patients. It's about social interaction. You have to like, what do you say? Like, sorry, pardon me. Like you have to talk to their attendants or even breaking a bad news to the patient, cooperating and coordinating with your colleagues and teachers. So it's all about actually socializing. I start my day from socializing, and like literally
Yeah.
I get to meet more than 50 people, new people every day. So if you're a social lover, socialize, like MBBS is really good for that. And as far as hectic, now I believe के मतलब if you are out there to learn anything, मतलब कुछ भी आपने करना हो, if you want to achieve anything, so without hard work I don't think there's a way out. Now hard work may vary according to different fields, लेकिन कुछ भी हो ना, anything in life, that's a basic rule. चाहे आप इंजीनियरिंग कर रहे हैं, चाहे you are doing business, और कुछ भी आप कर रहे हैं, मार्केटिंग पढ़ रहे हैं, एडवर्टाइजमेंट्स, मार्केटिंग वगैरह, anything, hard work is always required, सही ना? To gain that level, to gain that set mark of excellence, you have to perform. बैठ के तो कुछ नहीं होगा, you have to give in. Same goes for medical. Of course, आपको पढ़ना तो पड़ता है, that's true. काफ़ी studies हैं, and even after completing my 5 years, we have a 1 year house job, and then they say कि you are just at the basic level, then you have to go for further specialization. So actually, it's also about interest. For example, if like there are some students who like say like we have to go to the hospital, यार दिल नहीं चाह रहा, जो 3 घंटे हैं. But if you are actually interesting, if you are actually enjoying it, so like you won't even realize that time is passing. So the interest is really important in everything you do.
अच्छा
Once you are
ये,
interested in,
या डेफिनेटली कुडंट एग्री मोर। आरिश, हम हमेशा अपने तमाम गेस्ट से ये बात भी पूछते हैं कि कोविड के अंदर एजुकेशन का बहुत लॉस हुआ, एजुकेशन बहुत चेंज हुई, बहुत डेवलप हुई, ऑनलाइन भी हो गई। तो इसने एमबीबीएस के स्टूडेंट्स को किस तरह अफेक्ट किया है, और आप इस सारे प्रोसेस को किस तरह देखते हैं? क्या लॉस हुआ था, या यू थिंक कि मैनेज हो गया है?
in part manage हुआ भी, I think even अच्छी चीजें भी सीखने को मिली हैं, and in part of course setbacks थे for us doctors and being medical students. सबसे बड़ा था of course के hospital access नहीं था हमारे पास, so like we have our clinical rotations, for example in cardiology, IE, ENT, so like we missed a lot of rotations, and of course online में you cannot like beat that level of physical classes. So that was a setback for us. Like, still, I think we also learned a lot of new things. Like, we started having online conferences, research conferences, like people from all over the world connected together. And even once all these like restrictions are set down, people have realized that maybe online meetings and online conferences may prove more fruitful, and still like they are holding on to it. Even
And
like they
they're continuing with it.
yeah, like even meetings and all that, because like it's all about time. I ask for a physical meeting and it takes so much time for people to be there,
Yeah.
so I think the time is the most important. Instead, having it online, which will be accessible for everyone, so that is really important, which we got to realize due to COVID. And also like about being a doctors, we got a lot of respect from everyone, so
Yeah.
like that was reassuring for us and like motivated us as well to do better.
अच्छा ये बताएं अरेश कि ये क्वेश्चन हमें इंस्टा पे पूछा गया, एंड आई विल
Mm.
डेफिनेटली आस्क दिस फ्रॉम यू कि थ्री थिंग्स दैट यू जेन्युइनली लव अबाउट रावलपिंडी मेडिकल यूनिवर्सिटी। अब ये थोड़ा आंसर अब आप देंगे तो जाहिर सी बात है आप वहां पढ़ भी रहे हैं, लेकिन रावलपिंडी मेडिकल यूनिवर्सिटी में ऐसा क्या खास है दैट मेक्स यू यू नो गो ओवर देयर ओवर एंड ओवर अगेन, यू फॉल इन लव विद दैट प्लेस? व्हाई इज रावलपिंडी मेडिकल यूनिवर्सिटी अ गुड नेम?
All right. First of all, though, as I just mentioned, the environment and student-friendly environment, and all my friends and connections there. So that's a really important factor. Secondly, access to hospitals and having some really supportive teachers there who are like willing to help you out with things. That's another thing. Also, we have a lot of events, and I think that we also have a lot of organizations in which we have the autonomy to learn and organize different things. For example, I have been part of different organizations. Even we have our own research society. to develop research culture. So like there are a lot of organizations which help you groom yourself and your skills. We are only supervised by teachers in that, so that gives a lot of autonomy to the students, which I really like. They give you a chance to groom yourself. Also, we have different, you can say, mentorship dinners in which alumni of Rawalpindi Medical University and from Pakistan, it's basically once a year in which we all get to sit together and have a grand dinner, and we can like have mentoring session from them regarding our future careers and all that. So yeah, that's basically the summary of it. And yeah, basically
A
that's
lot of
more or less.
a lot of diversity, definitely a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah,
opportunities. Arish,
exactly.
you have a huge following on Instagram. uh,
Hmm.
definitely people आपको reach out भी करते होंगे, तो
Yeah, yeah.
definitely ये चीज माइंड में आती है कि आप अपना एक्टिविज्म किस तरह यूज करते हैं for especially MBBS students. How do you
All right.
plan to guide them, and how do you do that? ये भी थोड़ा सा बताएं.
Hmm. All right. To If you just touch the topic of activism, I think the main goal of my blog, which I'm running on Instagram, that is to create positivity. Unfortunately, I think that there's so much negativity. I just want people to become the best part, to become the best of themselves. People have so much in them, which unfortunately no one will tell that you are talented, you can do this. There are only people who are naysayers who will put you down. So I want people to motivate them that they can achieve everything. Like no one is born perfect. No one has all the things in life from the start. You achieve them with time. So that's the basic reason. Also, I always post a lot regarding mental health because that is an emerging issue in our society. And
Yeah.
it's really, really common. And still, being doctors, I think that there's a lot of stigma, even in medical students, associated with it. So that's really daunting for me. And I am trying my best to overcome it. Inshallah, I plan to like work more on it in the future. And also, I'm always there to help students out. Even people reach me out personally. Main thing is always positivity and bringing out the best of yourself, helping people do that. And also
I
like,
guess, yeah,
yeah,
spreading the smiles on their faces. That's what we all can do. अच्छा, now we
yeah,
have
yeah,
a very
exactly.
fun trivia. ये सरप्राइज वाला पार्टी, क्योंकि आजकल मुल्क
I
में
think,
सरप्राइजेस चल रहे हैं, तो हमने कहा कि थोड़ा सा हम भी आरिश को सरप्राइज देंगे. So we're going to ask
exactly.
you some fun questions and you have to
All right,
answer them, ठीक है? सबसे
all
पहला
right.
क्वेश्चन that we're asking you is two things that doctors love the most of their job. क्या ऐसी दो चीजें हैं जो डॉक्टर्स को बहुत पसंद है, that keeps them going?
Yeah. One is, of course, the skill they possess, like being a senior teacher and having all the students and juniors who are always like they're coming up for them to learn. And the second is, of course, being a doctor, it is the satisfaction, I think, which you get after treating your patients, the personal satisfaction you have. And
अच्छा,
third,
ठीक.
I
हाँ, नहीं.
won't mention. I won't
अच्छा.
mention. That
ज्यादा
won't be.
ज्यादा ज्यादा मुश्किल क्या काम है, वार्ड्स की रोटेशन या फाइनल वाइवास? डॉक्टर्स किससे ज्यादा घबराते हैं?
Course, Viva.
अच्छा,
Viva's
ऑफ
का
कोर्स.
नाम, like, I am scared of it. Just you mentioned it, and I flashed away. Or,
अच्छा, और फिर क्या कहते हैं, इफ यू हैड टू चूज बिटवीन रावलपिंडी एंड लाहौर,
all
व्हिच
right.
सिटी you'll go with?
To be honest, I would always prefer Rawalpindi because it's my hometown, and like being with family and being in home, like I have a lot of activities,
Yeah.
and I'm like well settled. I go to gym and have a lot of friends, so I had always preferred to stay within my own city for
And
education.
अच्छा, ये बताएं कि this question was genuinely again asked by one of our Instagram followers. इस पूरे
Correct.
4 साल, आपको 4 साल कंप्लीट मेरे ख्याल से हो ही गए हैं, अब आप फाइनल ईयर के करीब करीब हैं, तो कोई ऐसा मोमेंट where you actually felt कि MBBS is getting too much out of you? कभी कोई इस तरह का मोमेंट आया?
मोमेंट्स आते हैं. मोमेंट तो नहीं, लाइक टू बी ऑनेस्ट, इन एमबीबीएस ये ठीक है, देयर आर सो मेनी थिंग्स जहाँ पे आपको एक्सपर्टीज चाहिए. फॉर एग्जांपल, आप यू हैव स्टडीड द बुक, आपने सारी चीज़ें पढ़ ली, एक चैप्टर, देन यू गो टू द हॉस्पिटल, देयर इज अ पेशेंट विद ईसीजी, देन देयर इज पेशेंट हु इज हैविंग अ ब्लड टेस्ट, उसकी रिपोर्ट. सो देयर आर सो मेनी डिफरेंट डोमेन्स जहाँ आपको नॉलेज. अक्सर होता है लाइक पेशेंट कम्स अप टू यू एंड से ये है, सो पेशेंट एंड यू क्वेश्चन योरसेल्फ, यार अभी तक मुझे ये भी नहीं आता. इवन इट हैपेंस टिल नाउ because there are so many things. No matter how much you study, jo marzi kar lo, there are always things which are left to be studied or
Yeah.
worked on. तो वो होता है कभी कभार, like you go into that phase like I don't know anything, yeah, वो, but
Yeah.
now I say okay, like it's all right because there's so much, I try my best.
As one of my doctor friend always says that in MBBS you know everything, but you don't know everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the case. अच्छा, we're moving towards the end of the webinar. अब
All right.
MBBS के students के लिए आपकी तरफ से कोई advice, क्या suggestions देना चाहेंगे? Upcoming जो students हैं जो इस field में आना चाहते हैं, वो चीजें जो जाहिर सी बात है आप लोगों के टाइम पे नहीं थी, but now they have a lot
Hmm.
more access to knowledge. So आपका
Yeah, yeah.
पैगाम उनके लिए क्या है?
First of all, as I said, that it should not be कि मतलब कोई और आपको कह रहा हो, like family pressure. It should be your own decision. That is most important. Like you should be interested in it, because if someone forces you, if you are forced to come daily, that won't work out literally. So interest is really, really important. And also, I think like one should always look at the bigger picture in MBBS, especially. For example, there are a lot of tests going on, there are moments like in which you feel really low, like papers are coming up. So I always say that look at the bigger picture, that I have to
Yeah.
qualify, become a doctor. And as far as that bigger picture isn't getting affected, you are working towards the right line, even in everyone's life. So you always have to be positive about things. For example, if I get a lot of, there are always two ways of looking at things. For example, if I have a lot of workload tomorrow, it's like there are two ways. I say that there's so much work, start complaining about it and getting anxious about it. And the other thing is I take it as a challenge, like it is teaching me to like bring out the best of me, putting in efforts and managing time. So take it as a challenge, always find positivity, there are always positivity. Even अगर किसी के साथ terms खराब हो गए, find it as a way के how you reconcile with people. So there's so much to learn in this life. So ये छोटी छोटी चीजें जो आती हैं, I think they should be ways and means of teaching you something, so that you work your goal towards the bigger picture.
And very beautifully said, very
Yeah.
beautifully said, and I
Yeah.
appreciate you for that. This is a tradition over here that every time we ask our guests about the message regarding Team Tutify, तो Team Tutify के लिए अगर कोई पैगाम है तो जरूर दीजिए.
Yeah, first of all, I would like to commend and applaud your efforts for hosting this webinar, having me here, and of course, inspiring our youth for the good, and of course, spreading out this message for all the aspiring students who, inshallah, will become future doctors and pursue their career in medicine. So, yeah, I really appreciate it, and I think that it's a good initiative in Pakistan, and I wish you guys all the best, and I really look forward to like hosting more of such webinars with you in the future, inshallah.
And we look forward to working with you. On this
Yeah, yeah.
note, we are thankful to everyone who joined this special MBBS webinar today. We're thankful to Dr. Arish for taking out his time. Next week, we'll be back with another episode of our CSS series. Till then, apna bahut khayal rakhiyega everyone.
Hmm.
Allah Hafiz. Thank you, Arish.
Thank you so much.